Let's get building.
Hello there, welcome to JonnyBuildz. I am your host Johnny, and let's get building indeed, because we have some work to do on this big giant thing that we haven't seen in a little while. That's because Hoth has been taking a backseat for a little while. It's been about 3 years that it's been worked on, and yeah, it needed to sit for a little bit, but now that May the 4th is coming up, it is going to be doing a little bit of a residency at the BAM, the Pittsburgh North BAM store. It's already got tables laid out for where it's going to go, and tomorrow we're actually going to start putting it together. Tomorrow will be all the base plates. As you can see, I have a couple of them here. These are going to be used to reinforce this. I don't know if you can tell or not, but the way this was originally done, and I actually didn't build this initially. The wall was actually done by Tim, the other guy that helps me do Hoth, and he had just done it like this. You know, it was just, you know, the bricks on top of base plates. So there's a lot of flex to it. Like if we pick it up, like the whole thing is like very movable. Whereas something like this with the mills, the MILS, those that don't know, makes it much sturdier, and that'll give it a better base. So what we're going to do is change these so that they are ready to take this, and then I'm going to flip this whole thing over. This is going to be fun. I'm going to flip this whole thing over, remove the bottom, these two base plates here. So what I'm going to do is prepare these to be the same as this for like how the doors are set up and everything, and then put these on, and then we should be good to go. So yeah, that's the fun that we're going to have today. So in fact, I don't think I have, I do have over there, I don't have a brick separator to help me get these off, but most of this stuff I can do pretty much on my own. So how is everyone tonight? Good to see you. What did you have for dinner? I had egg bites. They were chicken and chorizo egg bites, and they were very delicious. Anything fun going on? May the 4th is coming up, which is what we're doing this for. And I'm excited to have Hoth on a long-term display for a little while. Oh, we have a vote or two for a mock. So that could be a couple possibilities. So Endor is the biggest one, because that's the one I'm working on this year, and I have not actually touched it in a couple months because there's been other things going on. But I do need to get back to it and work on the chicken and rice. Yummy. Simple but delicious. So good. Hello there, Bev, and hello there, Missy. Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in as always. Yeah, the mock could be something for JonnyBuildz, JonnyBrickz related. It could be Endor, or something completely different. We'll find out. So yeah. So Lego news. There was something that I just saw. For one thing, I don't know how many of you will be fans of this, but apparently there is not a petition, but some kind of thing out there for Yu-Gi-Oh, which I find really, really, really odd. I think it's from Lego officially, and again, I find that odd because like Yu-Gi-Oh, just like Pokemon, has been out for a very long time, and now they're coming out with stuff for it. It's kind of odd to me. So trying to, not sure how I feel about that. I mean, like, I've never really been a big Yu-Gi-Oh fan as it is, but like, it just, I don't know, it just seems like odd timing for that. But that's me. We are going to change some things with this base plate too. This actually, because the door part is in the middle between the 6 and the different connectors and everything, we're actually going to, because this never separates, like like we have that set up with the Technic pieces to come apart. We won't need that with this, so we're going to take that apart even further in a little bit. Actually, we'll just use this part anyway. So we don't need that because we're not running wires underneath. But we do have on the back side, we do have lighting that I'll have to add back in. But those lights don't work. They were never designed to work. So. But we do want the things to attach at the bottom because we do need these underneath on the side so they can all connect. So let's do that. I'm going to put these in there, and I have a whole bunch of extra pieces over here. Back in the day, we did Hoth as project support and got so many pieces. It is pretty insane. Yeah. Right. So this will be how it goes like this. So take that out there. And I'm going to come down here and do the same thing right here, right beside. I'm going to leave the Technic bits in there because eventually, well, you know what? I can take those out, at least from the middle. There's some walls that we put together for some of the ways that we displayed everything, and we won't be doing this. We've made it so it's lifted up a good, probably about that high, the whole thing, which is more like it is in the movie. Problem is with the setup that we're doing for the BAM store, it's a little bit smaller than the full Hoth setup. So we are going to take out some of those things, and one of the things that we are removing is the whole mountain bit. So this will stay down, and the snowfield will be a tiny bit shorter, just because of that, and so we can fit the hanger in, because that'll be cool. So. Do you like the duck? Oh yeah, I didn't get to. So this guy. Around Easter, they had these, and I found 2 of them at a Five Below. And they're called dash ducks because you put them together, and then they have a little adhesive thing so you can put it on your Jeep, the dash of your Jeep. So I have another one that's a yellow one, but this one, he just looks awesome, and I want to figure out a way to make him. A number of the pieces are very Lego similar, but like the feet are a little bit different. This bill, I think they make them shorter like this, but I kind of want to design it as, use a Lego piece, or using Lego pieces, because I think they look really awesome, and that would be just cool to have. Be very cheap to make, and have people like do a rebrickable thing, so that other people can make them. I think it'd be fun. All right, we're removing all the little doodads on here. So what we're going to do is get this together. And then I'm going to approximate as best I can all the different things, because what we need to do is, the way this was designed is, it's lifted by 1. The walls in here actually are inset inside the snow. But I want to keep it on top of here. So if I lowered that by 1, then this just needs to go up by 1. Okay. So, makes sense in my head. It doesn't matter which side I do. So we'll do this side. So like all Star Wars builds nowadays, This one has pink in it, so there's lots of pink hiding in there. Back in the well, I don't need that. I need this. Back in the early Star Wars sets days, one of the designer's wives challenged her husband to put pink in a Star Wars set because they're always, you know, gray and very drab. So, and she said, if you do that, I'll bake you a cake. Like, I'll bake you and all the other designers, I'll bake you a cake. So they were able to, and that's why you see so many Star Wars sets that have pink in them now, because every time now, I don't know if it happens every time, but they get a cake. Or a lot of times they get a cake. I'm not sure how often. So. All right, so we got our base plate done. So the big thing is going to be, and I'm glad I have these because that'll be nice to go kind of like here, like on the corners and stuff like that. Because we do have to lift all this stuff up by one plate in order for, because we have the tiles that go here that are for the doors. All right, so let's count some things. It's got 2, 4, 6, 7. Don't say it. 2, 4, 6. So if that's 7, that goes right there. So I'm making sure when I flip this over, this flips over, this goes exactly the same. So that goes, and this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 in. So I've already done 6. Oh, that's perfect. All right. So that's there. So this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. If I go here, oh yeah, that'll be enough. 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6. Okay. So who's lurking out there? Make yourselves known. Plates are very, very tricky because you have to make sure they're pushed down enough, otherwise bad things can happen. Ooh, I got another one in here. Good. Okay, so I'm gonna move the duck off to the side. He's gonna be our mascot for tonight. So my new job is fantastic. I am enjoying it a lot. Learned a lot and starting to really get involved with things. So it's going really well. I'm glad I have it. It's been good. So thank you for asking. All right, so that's going to be tough. So inside this thing, it's kind of funny because in order to make the structure, Tim used Duplos, and some of those come apart pretty easy sometimes. So I have to make sure we got, let's see, hold on. The wall back here is not nearly as big as how it is outside. So 2, 4, 6, 8. So that's 8, but it's from here. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 from the other side. So let's do an 8 plate. I want to help make this a little bit. Let's do this. This is an 8. This is nice. So was 8, 2, 4, 6, 8. All right. So it'll be as far as here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 14, 16. Okay. Perfect. I guess it makes sense because the walls are only 6. Ooh, we got some other suggestions. Nice. Kind of wanted to put that there, but that's okay. Well, that's kind of random. Big bag of pieces. Those are all blocks though, so I don't have any flats in there. I know some of these are used for other Mills plates that I have down below, but that's okay. We're not gonna use them all to, when we set up. So. Good. Smaller ones. A lot of 2x2s. I actually didn't use many of these whenever we were designing. I had them just, you know, in case we needed them, but I just never used any. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is Lego news. What else do we got as Lego news? Ah! Oh, the new, I guess it's the Taco House, Burrito House, Mexican, Taco Truck House, something like that. That came out as a GWP, or yeah, I think it's active now as a GWP, which is pretty cool. If anyone wants to get that, that would be pretty neat. I have the first one. I forget what I got it with. But whatever the first one is, I have, it's the sushi stand. And it's pretty neat looking. I haven't built it yet, but it's pretty neat looking. It's kind of hard to see what I'm actually putting on here because, again, everything's white. So there, now you can kind of see the ridges. This side is solid 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, kind of 12, because we do have one little part that sticks out, but it's not really 12. That'll work perfect. Oh, look at that. That fits perfectly. That plate goes on there perfect. I believe this is used for the floating magnet for the probe droid, which again is not going into Hoth right now, so I can get more of these some other time. This is how I was able to cover up the magnet so you can't see it, because the magnet is black. Now they do have white magnets, and I will probably get one of those at some point. But alright, so that's 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. 10. That'll be easy. And sad news is Ben will not be streaming anytime in the near future right now because his computer blew up from what I read or saw. You know what? Pick those back up. There we go. Yeah, he put it on his Discord. Unfortunately, something went belly up with his computer. 246. So I gotta get that one up too. Not sure what all went bad with it. I don't know whether it was just hard drive or what. So hopefully he's able to figure that out and get that back up and going soon, quickly, so he can get back to streaming. And I wonder if it is the hard drive, because he was having such issues with 24610. Because he was having such issues with his camera sometimes freezing and stuff. Not all of them, but all right. So we have this done. So the idea is this is going to replace what we currently have here. And I'm gonna flip it over like that. So let's move these out of the way for the moment. And hopefully he can get back to streaming and doing the stuff that he loves. And now it's time for something completely different. That's right. Well, I mean, like, if it would be, I mean, you never know. It might even be a Monty Python mock. That would be something completely different. I don't know. I've never seen anyone do. I just got a good idea for one, but yeah. So, all right. So this is where the fun's going to begin. First things first, we're going to take the lighting out of here because they don't really. They just kind of hang out in here, and we can replace them later. Actually, you know what? Let's flip this around this way. I do need to make space for them because they kind of sit recessed in here. I gotta figure out how far over they need to go. 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 14. 14. So right here is where it will go, and it'll be 2 up. Ooh, I'm gonna have to take these off and get those out. So. Yeah, that's why he's not streaming, unfortunately. Alright, so what did I say? 14? 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 is right there. So we need to make a gap. Put this in there. Actually, you know what? I can, again, take out... Put that in there solid. You know what? I'm gonna actually take that back out because I can really put the gap in there properly. Yeah, I just came up in my head with an idea that would be awesome for a Monty Python mock, but see how that pans out. Now, it's another idea. I still have my heart to do to finish up now that I have the pieces for it. I just haven't had time to do it. But I have the pieces, I think, in order to finish that up. Alright, that should be the correct guy. Oh, I gotta change this out too. This goes there. No, this one goes there. That one goes there, right? Alright, so there we go. So I think for this, I think that's deep enough. So what I'm going to do probably is put 2 tiles in there so that it doesn't stick. And it can just kind of sit in there and be pulled out or whatever. So finish these up first before I flip this all over. It also give me make sure that I'm doing it right. And I do have tiles over in my junk over here. Let me go get some of those. So I'll be right back. There they are. My bin of tiles. Alright, so... And again, I know it's hard to see exactly what's being worked on because, again, white. Lots of white. But now we have a tile in there so that I can just take the light and go bing, and it just hangs out there. And if we need to, for whatever reason, take it out, ding, just comes right out. So this one should be the same, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Getting him out is going to be a little bit tougher, it looks like. There we go. And this one's red. So the other one was green, this one's red. Comes in its own bin, comes in its own bowl. 2, 4, 6, 11, 12, 14. Right there. So those are fine. It's right here that we need to make some changes. And in fact, some of these pinks are going to have to go away because otherwise they're going to show up. That's 12, so we need 14. Doing all of this so that Hoth will be better for the BAM store. Ah, stick of butter. I do have these, so that'll work. And I do need a pink back here. Get our tile, that goes in there. Alright, there we go. Now they'll both need to come out because otherwise whenever I flip it over they'll fall out. So go figure. Alright, let's finish covering up. And like I said, so tomorrow I am actually taking all my equipment and I will be streaming us putting this all together at the BAM store. Well, it's not all of it. This will be part 1 because again, we're just doing the base plates and stuff. Part 2 will be sometime either next week or the week after. We don't have a set schedule for it, but we're getting this in there. And then one of the things that I'll be doing there tomorrow actually is after we lay out the base plates and everything, I've had 2 UCS AT-ATs at all my Hoth displays. Well, one of our lug members has a 3rd one, and he is bringing it. Not tomorrow, but whenever we do the figures and stuff like that. So I have to actually alter the base plates at the one end so that we can fit three AT-ATs. So that's going to be epic, having 3 of those things. All right, so we are here. Looks good. That lines up with the back here. So we're going to flip it. So this is like this. This goes like this, only on the bottom. So I'm going to get it so this goes like this, we have to flip this thing that way. So, down. This is going to be interesting. I'm not sure how everything is going to settle. So hopefully this is not too bad. Actually, I'm going to take off these parts. These are the things to open up so we can get to the motor and the doors so that they don't just fall off. There. Yeah, that doesn't stay very well. That's what happens whenever you use sticks of butter. They're not really sticks of butter, but they look like it. All right, here we go. Let's flip this thing. This thing, even with those off, is still so heavy. These doors are solid. What was that? Oh, okay, I know what that is. Not a big deal. All right, so now we have big blue base plates. So the idea is we got to take this up a little bit. There we go. So now we got to take and get these off, and this is the fun part. I just want to remove. The way these are in there, though, I'm gonna have to keep these white parts that connect to the door part in order for everything to work correctly. I think. Yeah. So. Right. Let's see how this works. This is gonna be dangerous. So I had put in some pieces. Because, again, these are the way they are, they were flexing as we were trying to figure out how to, like, lift everything up. So I've put in other Lego bits that we don't necessarily need right now in there to try to help it to keep from flexing. Oh, so some of them are going to come off as I do this. So, come on, it's own bin. Whoop, 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 whoop. Ooh, might be coming off a little bit nicer than I was expecting. Alright, so we got this side is pretty far off. Okay. Here's where the fun begins, right? I'll fix it, yes. This side is way, I did more to keep it down than the other side, so it's got more to, almost. Ah, there we go. All right. So there we go. There's Hoth. There's the tile stuff underneath. So what we have to do now, slide this back a little bit. Wow, even the doors were done differently. like this one is kind of funny. Oh, I know why, because it's an offset in order to make it so the enclosure here, and in fact I can like lift these up and shift them if I want to. But I don't want to. I'm gonna leave them like that. In order to make it so that there's the groove here for the door, it had to be putting one of the teeth back on, the icicles. So this one is up by one plate in order to accommodate all that. Alright, so what we want to do is transfer. This is gonna, again, go this way. Right? I did that correctly, I believe. Something's not quite looking right. How does this seem backwards now? Oh, I turned it around. Oops. Turned it around. I see that now. Because the side I initially did is over here. Because I flipped it around to do the lights. So I gotta flip it around too. Now, this should flip over onto it. No, it still doesn't. What did I do wrong here? So if I flip that back over, what? Now I'm really confused. This is the way I started. I don't want to flip it back over because then I'll be messed up. No, this is correct. That's there. Did I miscount that? Oh no, I know why. Because the I got some plate here that I thought was going to come off and it hasn't. So that's why. So what I want to do is shorten these, not plate, these bricks. This is where it gets interesting. That's there. All right. How's that going? We're pretty close now that I see where we're going. Well, that's right on. This one the blue one. Put that on there. Now that side's done. That should fit properly. This side should fit pretty good. And that side will be close. Settled down. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's settled down. So. Right. So, multiple measurements. This goes like this. Keep it the same way. And we're just going to take the tiles that are here off and put them on this. So I'm transferring essentially. And I actually put a bunch more tiles on here because the way it was originally done, there wasn't enough, and since we were making it so it could move, had to add more so that it stayed consistent as it kind of flowed across. And what this allows me to do also is make sure everything is flat. Push down nicely. Already I can tell this is way stiffer than this is, so that's good. I don't know why I was holding it. That was just silly. The other important thing too is I have these gray pieces I put here that let me know how far this thing is supposed to slide. So it goes like that's how far it's supposed to go whenever the doors open, with them being mechanical now. And these tiles really have to be flat down, otherwise when the doors open, if any of the parts catch, bad news. So what I'll have to do is build up a layer of block across here for the once we get this back on there, so that it looks like the doors are kind of inset in the snow. So this is what happens with mocks. Lots of fun. Actually, having it on a mill's plate too will help it so it doesn't flex. Ooh, that's a bad piece. And actually, because I have my tiles here, I can get more of these 4x1s or 4x2s, and it'll be easier than doing all these 2x2s. Let me change some of those out. Less chance for things to. That was kind of scary. But it's not going to go anywhere. Less chance for things to just go randomly wherever they want. Come on. I should get these tiles in. They're pretty good. In fact, it's lifting up the whole thing. Actually, this is a good thing to do. So I'm going to go back one more, and then this will allow me to help keep these down by using these 4x2s. They'll go across the these 4x4s, and it'll be another way to help keep the everything kind of solid. Smart thinking. If I only had a brain. Some of these tiles actually that were on here, I can see they were a little bit rough, so replacing them is going to help this a lot. Hopefully. Alright, so I only need the middle ones if I can do that. Oh, look at that. Oh, cool. Maybe I can. Oh, there we go. Alright. That was easy. Relatively easy. These have been sitting for so long. They're kind of like, hey, we're happy here. So they've been here since Hoth's beginning, really. So because this was designed when we did the first ever Hoth, and I only had one AT-AT. And that was back when we did this for the Pennsylvania Trolley Museum. That was back when I started with the lug. make sure these are down. Otherwise, bad things will happen. Whoa, so we're tied right now. I see we're at a mock, or what are we at? Oh, not tied. A NickzBrickz set or work through a haul. Okay. And I do have a good one. The haul that I'm thinking of actually has several sets that I was not expecting to be in there. One of them being the... now, they're not 100% complete, at least from what I can tell. But one is like the big R2 astromech that came out a few years ago. Not the most recent one with the figure. But it's that one. I also have most of a big Ghostbusters car. I have like the important things, like the windshield, all the tires, some of the printed pieces that have like the ghost on it and stuff like that, the ladder. I don't know how much more is there, but that'd be kind of fun to go through and see what I actually do have. So, come on, I don't want to break you. There we go. So yeah, that's the haul I'm currently working on, and so far so good. I had, like I said, I have the big astromech, the big R2, and it's kind of funny because I already have, from a different haul, I have R2. He's actually on the other side of the camera. I have him sitting there, but he's missing a head. Everything else is there. Except for the head and the little plaque and stuff that goes with them. However, that plaque and the little droid and everything that comes with them is in the haul that I'm doing right now, which I was like not expecting to find that, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, look what I got. So that's pretty cool. So this goes, this was done special. This goes right there, right there. But I don't need the hole there. I gotta make those, I gotta change those to be, since everything sits up now, I gotta make those be, these all be white before we put it back together. There is something satisfying about having everything kind of pushed down. So how's everyone doing tonight? What's anyone working on anything? And this is kind of the big thing going on these next couple weeks as we get ready for May 4th. Anyone doing anything for May 4th? I know some people do stuff, some people do not. Nothing but work. Sad. Sad indeed. My sister is a sad panda. Sad panda is sad. Hi Anastasia, by the way. If she's watching. If she already went to bed, well, too bad. She missed out. a little bit of a bend in there. Details to your mock for our lug meeting. All right. When's your lug meeting? And what is your mock? Like, is there a theme that you guys are following, or? Fruits of spring. Oh, okay, that sounds cool. There's gonna be lots of spring. We had our lug meeting last weekend, and there was we had a contest that was spring slash whatever Easter related, and we had one entry, so that's the entry that won. But that's because like no one had said anything for doing any build challenge like we normally do. And so, like, people kind of forgot about it, and then it was like, oh, we should have something. So we do lots of library displays and change the shelves out. So it was the spring. So the one that won went into the spring. So that looked pretty cool. It's actually a cool little setup my wife did, so I'm allowed to be biased. Alright, so I'm going to change out some of these tiles because these are 2x2s, and I'd rather have slightly longer 2x4s. In order to help have things be together more. Come on out. So if you're working on one, Missy's working on one too, isn't it? Right? Or is hers already done? There we go. All right, so we got that done. The smooth part. So now let's take some of these off. And we're going to change them. So if that goes there. And extend that out a little bit. Oh, okay. Oh, that's spring, right? Wouldn't you say that's spring? I know it might not be like specifically what you would have done for the contest. I mean, it's kind of last minute, so to speak, but that those birds yell spring to me. I mean, like, they don't actually yell, but so I don't need you anymore. We got this. I lost that piece. That's all right. All right. So this side's done. Now we gotta do this side. More butter. Hey, you are? How you doing? Joule? What is a joule? Joule is a unit of measure. If you're talking the electrical measurement. As you can see, we're changing some things around a little bit to get the this new base plate on here. All right, so this, I'm going to switch this around actually. It's a little bit sturdier. It's a little doorway. It doesn't open, but it's meant to kind of resemble a doorway. There we go. Get in there. Little brick built birds. Yeah. I think you shared the one, and it was pretty cool. I thought that was a really neat design and build, so that was cool. All right, we're getting there. It's almost time. All right, so again, this is going this way. Is that long enough? Yes. Even all the way back there. Okay, good. So, wants to know if you have any extra Sony cameras. I do not. Sorry. So, sorry. Get rid of that. We got Duplo blocks in here too. Alright, so because we're going to do that, you know what? I'm going to leave that as is. That's supposed to be there. Alright. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 6, 8, 10, 12. Perfect. And get rid of those to blue. That, you know what? I don't like that piece. No, you know what? Oh yeah, because the doors only go so far. So chicken legs for dinner. I didn't get to eat, so they will be breakfast tomorrow. Ah, chicken legs for breakfast. Nice. That sounds good. 2x4. Wait, 2x4. Alright. Yeah, you see a little bit of blue just right here in the corner, but that's okay. Alright, so that should be wait. Those are correct, those are correct. I need to put... Oh, okay. That's not there. Couple more. Down, down. Going down, down. It would definitely be easier if this was built this way, but you know, we're doing what we can with what we got. That's fun. Oh, we gotta change this. There's that blue underneath there. It's gonna show up. There we go. Alright. Alright. So I think we've done all the damage we need to with this. Let's get this out of the way. I will need these. I'll put them in afterwards, obviously. All right. And those can become Mills plates again. So let's slide this over. So it has no bottom, which is sad. Everybody needs a bottom. All right. This is going to go on top here. So here's the fun part, is making sure everything interlocks the way it's supposed to. The nice thing is I don't have to do anything with the doors. They're just going to kind of like hang out there. Once we get it mostly done, then we'll be able to flip it back over and really be able to push things down. These doors especially, I wanted to make sure those are not good. All right, let's flip it over. Because then the weight will definitely help it settle. Yeah. I got. Oh no! I see a piece that just fell. That's in the middle of the doors. Where are you from? Oh, you're from inside the doors. I know what you are. There's a piece that fell, and the doors are 6 wide, and there's a space in between them, and I see this little piece. That's frustrating. I need one of those there, too. I don't even know how that came loose. Here. It's almost what I wanted. But I can get that piece out now. Yeah, I don't know where that came from. Now we gotta do this all over again. So, but we got some of the parts there, so it kind of worked. The doors are shifting a little bit, just because I don't have any support on the bottom. There we go. flip it over before anything else happens weird. And the doors are settling just fine where they're supposed to, so that's good. Right. So let's squish everything down. Now there's no flexing though, which is nice. That's the important part. And this thing that came out here goes in here. This is one of the things that helps hold everything down and together as far as the gearing goes. Or do I have it the wrong way? I had it the wrong way. That needs to be redone. I know how I want to do it, but it definitely needs redone so that it works properly. Because right now they're a little bit loose. Alright, there we go. Take our our little lights and just kind of slide in there. Alright. Let's look at the other side. Alright, so what we need to do now is get rid of that, because we don't need it right now. And right now the doors are free flowing because everything is shifted a little bit. That's okay. They needed to be that way. Now we got to put some what you call it, snow, kind of alongside, so they have an actual track to stay on. This, it doesn't go there. Where do you go? Maybe on the back somewhere. There you go. What's the top? What do you mean? That's where the gearing to open and close the doors is, but like I said, the doors themselves right now are not in the track because everything is shifted down a little bit, or in this case up, which will give me an opportunity to readjust and do all that stuff, but this will make it so it's nice and easy to you know, open them up, and for whenever we do this tomorrow. That way we're not fudging with the Mindstorms thing. So let's do this little snow piece right there that went somewhere else. Probably went over here. That's all right. got other snow for that. There we go. All right. So yeah, right after work tomorrow, head out and do this. All right, so we're gonna do the same thing in here. Oh, where's this go? I think it goes right here. Yep. There we go. Let's say, why is Colby asking about cameras? What's he looking to do? Dirt from all this stuff while this is being worked on. Take out some of these. Take some of them back out. And again, same thing. I'm gonna redo some of these so that helps keep the these plates down. And make some thinner. Come on. There we go. Let's do this there. Go. Part here is not staying down, or not down where it should be. So let's move the doors out of the way. And get it. There we go. All right. We were successful. Complete living on. Oh, that is very ambitious. I agree. Not easy to do. It requires a lot of well, I shouldn't say that because people nowadays are starting to find out that like you can AI it, which is lazy, but some people are doing it and making a living just by having AI do all the stuff, which I think is really dumb. But that's what people are doing. Some people. But like, problem is with that, like you have to know what is popular and what works, and what people are looking for, and that changes constantly. So that's yeah, that's hard to do. No offense, Colby. I mean, heck, I only do it once a week, roughly. Sometimes twice. Like tomorrow, I'll be doing we'll be doing this only at the BAM store as we set everything up. So there we go. We got it back together with the new base plate underneath. Oh, that's much more solid. There's no flex to this at all now, which is good, which is what we wanted. All right, let's add some of these sparkly bits to the snow back. We took all these off the other stuff, so Did I get cat hair in Hoth? No, not this time. Sometimes that happens. But, no. It wasn't cat hair I was blowing off. There was some kind of, weird, dirt of some kind. It wasn't cat dirt either, so. Cat dirt. I don't want to put, see, I don't want to put this right by the door. Potential for it to, that one's fine. But when they open, I don't want it to get caught on there somehow, which can happen right on the edge. There's gonna be, we're gonna be, so I have the stream, I haven't set it up yet. There we go, got rid of that cat dirt. I haven't set up the stream yet. I'm going to set it up for 5:30, even though the thing says, the thumbnail says 6, simply because I might be starting it early. That just depends on when I get there. So I'm going to be, after I finish streaming tonight, I'm going to be grabbing the stuff and bringing it up here so I can get ready to head out and load up after work tomorrow. So. Where did you go? You have a random block. By the way, there's I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a Duplo block looking at you right there. It's there's an eyeball right there. I don't know if you can see it or not. Nah, it's hard to see. And this goes right there. All right. Oh, yeah. Well, do what I'm doing. So you have to do what is going to allow you to do what you want. Like, if you make it big, and you can. I mean, like, it can be done. If something happens and something goes viral and you suddenly, you know, that can happen still. It's not common, but it can happen. So I would say, you know, find a vocation you enjoy that gives you freedom. Like, for instance, like, you know, do whatever, like some kind of engineering thing or whatever, or to stay within the YouTube sphere or whatever. First of all, look at all your options as far as that stuff goes, because there's YouTube, Rumble, Blue Sky, Instagram, you know, TikTok, you know, all of those, you know. Weigh your options as far as those things go, but go into a field that would allow you to do that stuff better. I've had to learn videography and stuff as I went and figure things out, and I know a decent amount, but like I'm not an expert by any means. So like that stuff, that kind of stuff, you need to, you know, learn, and if he can do a job that allows him to work with that stuff and get better with it, so much the better, and then doing this kind of stuff will be even easier. So yeah, and that's a good thing too, a plan B that you like as much as the plan A. All right, let's get some sparkly bits back here. There won't be as many because this is the part that's hidden in the base. There's snow still sparkles. So yeah, I mean, like, no, very few people are able to just start off doing streaming and make it, you know. So, and that's all they do. Very few people. And that's just the reality. It's not that like he's bad or anything like that. It's just there's so many people doing it. It's so hard to break in and do something that people haven't seen, especially whenever you're new. You know, how do you get views? How do you get popular? You know, it's not. It's definitely not an old person's game, and yet I still dabble. All right, so that ended successfully for the most part. It was funny because this was all before I redid it so that we could make the gearing work, and unfortunately, whenever I did it initially, I didn't know enough about gearing to make it work properly. Now I do, however, I have to make adjustments and make it so it works better than it currently does. And I have ideas for that. I know what I want to do. But nice thing is we don't have to worry about this part right now because this will just freely come apart. And it's kind of... Hold on a second. There we go. I was like, what is that? Oh, that's the... I was like, what is it running into? Let's take out. Nice thing is we can just take this door out. Put that on. Oh, I see what it was doing. So the tracks stay together. Supposed to stay together. They hang out up here. I knocked off the window. The second story window. Get that stuff out of the way. So the tracks stay up here, and get that out because they just pop out. Like that. That's really bizarre. So it would have to go all the way across. I'm missing something there. Or oh, this whole thing shifted. That's why. Okay. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. There we go. And that doesn't make any sense. So this is the track with all the grooves in it that allows it to go back and forth. And actually, if I did, I'm probably going to have to put these up one more, but I want to redo how the gearing and stuff is done anyway, so. That probably will not go in like that because that part is not designed for that. Take that off. Now it's figuring out all the extra little things. Let's look at the front. I like this too because it's got like kind of variation in the grays that we used. I think it's something up top that's keeping it from down. Yep. Oh, that's the other bar is sitting there. It's like, hey, how you doing? Come on down. There we go. There we go. All right, now we got the door shut. So once we get these to be back on there properly and everything, then everything will go together. He does need to, and again, it's not about, you know, saying the dream is unachievable. It's just really difficult. Like 15 years ago, way easier to do. It doesn't make sense because you can go chasing that dream and really set yourself up to have things not work out. And if you do that, then you're stuck because it's like, well, now you've not wasted, but you've used a lot of time. When you could have been doing that as kind of like, you know, your secondary thing and focusing on, and because you never know. I mean, like your career could be like, you know, hey, ends up being what you really want to do anyway. You never know. So, all right. So. Got that done. Doors will have to get adjusted and everything later, some other time. They do open further than they need to. Go. Let's glide together. Now this is the part that goes over here. Go. And this just covers up the motors and things. There we go. All right. There we go. Back together again. Can't even tell that it's been discombobulated. Actually, you can a little bit. It's kind of back to how it was initially whenever things were first together, but this definitely needed to be done so that the flexing underneath, like we've been fighting with it ever since we were like, well, we're gonna raise everything up. So right now, again, like I said, these are free moving. They're not into the gearing yet because I want to redo that, do version 2, I guess. But the problem was the bottom here, because it was just the plate. Like you can see just from the weight of it, like it flexes so much. And that hurt this, so that like even with having like this supported by boards, the entire thing would have had to be supported underneath by something like boards or something, and it couldn't be like you know spaces, because any gaps would allow the flexing to happen. And you can just see it, just how this is sitting here, how much flexing there is. So by having the these like this, and then you add on the plates in a certain way, that starts solidifying everything. So that's what we did here, just like the rest of Hoth is. The hanger needs kind of the same thing done, and that'll probably be something that happens over the next year or so to shore that up a little bit. But like this whole thing, like I said, this is having this much weight sitting on this, like the doors, especially with movement, it was awful. And that's nothing against how it was initially designed. It's just that's how it was initially designed, and we weren't looking long term to be like, oh, we're gonna be doing this with it and stuff. So all right, what time is it? 9:30. I don't know what else I could do. I do have a bag of track. I need to switch out the track that's currently for the AT-AT that it goes around, because that track is not lug track. It's actually the person that runs the lug. I've had it for like 3 years, and I need to give it back to him. So I'm gonna switch the track out to get this up here. Oh, I don't want it that close. Put it here. Come on. Little there we go. Bless you. So yeah, we got our little lights that are easy to remove, just so they're out of the way or whatever. These actually don't have lights in them, but the rest of the hanger does. The rest of these that are in the hanger does. But having these removable now, he could easily run lights to it, and yeah, we could do other stuff with it. So since I do have stuff to get up from the basement for tomorrow, so I can pretty much pack up and leave, I'll say this is a good stopping point. We got this done. That was the important part. And yeah, so thanks for tuning in, everyone. I really appreciate it. Like I said, tomorrow there will be another stream, but it'll be live at the BAM Pittsburgh North, as we do the setup for getting all the base plates and stuff out. It'll only be that, the base plates, the initial, get things organized and figured out, because we're going to be adding a third AT-AT to the mix, a third UCS AT-AT. So I don't know if we're going to be able to have, I don't know if we're going to be able to have the fire trucks this time, though, because the third AT-AT pretty much takes out the area where the smaller one was. We always had collapsed or whatever. We'll have to see. Maybe we'll have the AT-ST fall over. Where are you going to be? It's going to be the Pittsburgh North. It's Butler exit off the Turnpike, Allison Park, Hampton Township. That's that BAM store. So, but yeah, that's tomorrow. Like I said, 5:30. Even though the thumbnail says 6, it's going to be right around 5:30 probably. I plan to get there before 5, and then setting up all my equipment and testing it, and then starting to stream probably about between 5:30 and 6. And Tim and I will be working on getting everything kind of situated, at least as far as the base plates and everything go, and getting those set up. And then at some other time, in another week and a half, something like that, we're going to be doing the rest, where we put all the figures out and stuff. Oh, I'll be working on the lighting too, because I got, oh, look at this. I had to, in order to make it so the lighting can work, I had to get a few more Light My Bricks stuff, so that I can extend it and make it so it actually is plugged in instead of just batteries. But I had to get their second version and some conversion stuff, because the stuff I have now they don't make anymore. So until tomorrow or next week, as always, thanks for tuning in. May the brick be with you, and keep on building and blessing. We'll see you.